So I found this shoe right here, and this is from like when I was 6 months old. I mean, look at how old this crusty shoe is. I mean, that's how big my foot was. So cute. My mom um put my name on it, but I'm gonna tell you a really funny story about this here in a second. All right, guys. So here's the funny story. So you guys know that my parents are deaf, and my parents actually met when they were 15. They were shipped off to a boarding school because for deaf people, that's what they did back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 70s. Yes, 70s. And my parents actually met in a boarding school called Stanton, and it was for the deaf and the blind. And my parents met, and of course fell in love. I was about to say have sex. They had nasty sex. No, they fell in love, and basically my mom got pregnant. Back then, school didn't encourage pregnant people, or from what I understood, they didn't really want her there, so they made her leave. And my grandmother felt so bad, my dad's mom, and took her in. So my grandmother homeschooled my mom and taught her to how to be a mom, and just I love my grandmother. My grandmother's my everything. She taught me a lot of things, and she's the one who helped the doctors discover that I could hear. But anyways, the funny part is that my parents argued about what to call me. And my grandmother had a name as well that she wanted to name us. So my mom, she was just really stuck on like what to name me, and she couldn't figure out like, well, she knew what she wanted to name me, but because my dad wouldn't agree, it became a huge argument. Huge. So my mother wanted to call me Jeannie. Thank God I didn't get that name. Because she used to watch a show called I Dream of Jeannie. And for you older folks out there, if you remember, that was a show back in like the, I think it was like the 60s and 70s. But my mom, she just related so well to that show. Even though they didn't really have closed captioning, she kind of understood by the way that they acted and stuff like that. She knew like what they were saying. My dad wanted to call me Stephanie because he just thought it was a cute name. And then my grandmother wanted to name me Sharon, which is the Sharon. And so this big argument occurred, and no one knew how to resolve the issue. And my grandmother had to be the mediator and resolve this fight in the hospital. So my grandmother, in the meantime, was trying to, calm my parents down, try to control the situation. My mom's yelling, my dad's yelling, and it was a big deal for my name. My mom was in labor, and they just went back and forth about what name they wanted to do. And my dad was not feeling well, and he was just like, running a fever, and my grandmother thought that he was just panicking because, here they are, they're 16 years old, they're about to have a baby, and they haven't even like accomplished anything in their lives, so my grandmother was kind of just there, and all of a sudden my dad like passes out. And so the nurses rush in, and they find out my dad's appendix ruptured at the same time my mom was in labor. So he had to go to surgery and remove his appendix. Okay, so my all right, so my dad, my mom, of course, was her first pregnancy, so it took a while to have me, but she sat in there and waited for my dad, and my grandmother arranged it for my dad to come in while my mom had me. So you see, even my parents, I'm just thinking about the story, but just thinking about both of my parents. I actually have a picture of my dad in a hospital gown with me in his arms. I don't have it, my mom has it, but my parents were both in hospital gowns. Oh God. Oh my gosh. Now that I think about the story my mom tells me, it's we've had such a crazy lifestyle. But anyway, I'm good. All right. So anyways, My mom and dad, they had me, and they finally was like, okay, we need to figure out her name because we can't just leave her nameless, right? So my grandmother came up with an idea to flip a coin. All right, whoever flips the coin, the order of the name pops up, and they'll just go with that. So my name is Stephanie Sharon Jeannie, and then my last name, which was my maiden name. I don't know why they named me all three names, but I felt like my grandmother kind of resolved the issue by saying, "Listen, we'll just give her all the names, and we'll just flip the order." Oh my gosh. But I love my grandma. My grandma is the most beautiful person in the world, and we'll talk about her later. But I just thought, I remember, I found this shoe while snaps, don't freaking finish my thing. Anyways, I found the shoe in my desk, and I just remembered the story when I was showing you guys the shoe. But I love my parents, and I wouldn't trade them for anything in the world. With the things that they have done for me, it has been pretty amazing. So I'm internally grateful for the things that they've taught me, of just growing up and having to live such a grown-up life as a kid. It taught me a lot of things. It taught me how to own my first home, and taught me how to handle people in general. So they've been pretty great. All right, my guys and girls, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later.